Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Calvert Hall College High School and the Paul Angelo Russo Stadium at Kelly Field. This afternoon's game is between the Spalding Cavaliers and your Calvert Hall Cardinals. Calvert Hall promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Thank you. Smoking and the consumption of alcohol is prohibited on the campus of the Calvert Hall College High School. We thank you for your cooperation. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. First, for the visiting Spalding Cavaliers. A sophomore forward, number 1, Henry Hardar. Senior defender, number 6, Sean Doherty. Senior midfielder, number 7, Austin Werner. Senior midfielder, number 8, Peter Godric. Senior defender, number 9, Alex McGlynn. Senior midfielder, number 11, Spencer Sherman. Junior midfielder, number 13, Alonzo Colon. Junior midfielder, number 14, Alex Flores. Junior defender, number 15, Leo DePole. Junior defender, number 20, Adam Smith. And in goal, a junior, number 99, Kyle Edwards. The Cavaliers' head coach is Patrick Crawford. And at this time, let's meet the starting lineups for your Calvert Hall Cardinals. Sophomore defender, number 1, Chris Link. Senior defender, number 3, Kyler Barnard. Junior defender, number 4, Dom Corona. Sophomore defender, number 9, Nick Long. Sophomore midfielder, number 10, Ben Bender. Sophomore forward, number 11, Sean Barwick. Junior defender, number 13, Bobby Wells. Senior midfielder, number 14, Trey Stallings. Junior midfielder, number 15, Cam Oren. And junior midfielder, number 18, Dylan Burris. In goal for the Hall, junior, number 40, Spencer Nattens. The Cardinals' head coach is Rich Zinkan. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to join the Calvert Hall College High School community to recognize last night's tragic shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the lives lost and those still battling injury. At this time, please join the Calvert Hall community in a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, we ask that you remove your hats as we honor America and celebrate its freedom and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem.
Thank you, Mr. Michael Clark again. Hello, I'm Dean Saraceni here with Brady Oregon to bring you today's call, at least for the first half. Today we have Calvert Hall's varsity soccer Cardinals playing against the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers. Of course, Calvert Hall's coming off a big last week, Brady. They had Curly on Wednesday in the Reef Cup game, and they had Mount St. Joe on Friday.
Yeah,
Both
not
big games. What happened there, Brady?
not the results they wanted though, but they'll look to start a new week this week and try to change their fate. They're barely clinging on to a playoff spot right now, sitting in the bottom half of the seeding, and if they can keep winning for the next month, they'll be set for playoff contention.
Yes, I agree, but of course, today we have a couple lineup changes. Of course, Jake Saldek's still out. But actually, it looks like it's filled with a lot of juniors and sophomores today. Of course, Spencer Natton's still in goal. Again, as you heard, Dom Corona, Kyler Barnard, Nick Long in the back, along with Bobby Wells. Actually, the only senior on the field as of right now, I believe, is Trey Stallings and Kyler Barnard. Really are filled with juniors and sophomores.
Yes, and actually, Trey Stallings actually has done a really good job of earning his own starting role. He's filled in for Jake Saldek, and he's done a great job of playing good crosses, and they've used him on almost every free kick just to whip that ball into the box, and it's been pretty effective so far.
Yeah, I agree, Brady. As the game gets started here, I agree. Stallings has a big role to fill, especially with Saldek out. But he's been fitting the role pretty well since the Loyola game. He's played well in McDonough and in the last couple games last week with the non-conference. And then I wasn't able to go see the Curly or Mount St. Joe games, but I'm sure he played a lot there as well. So, of course, the game gets started. Calvert Hall holding in the back right now.
A notable return in the starting lineup for the Cardinals is Ben Bender. He was out with an injury for a few weeks, but he looks back and fit now, and that's huge for the Cardinals because he is a key centerpiece for this team's offense.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of the top producers on this team. Especially him and Cam Oren can work together really well. Probably bring Calvert Hall a lot of their offense today. So Spencer Natton's going to take his first goal kick of the day. So he'll go out to about the 45 and headed away by Bender. And now Bauer's got a fast break. Now Burr's up the sideline. Ball's still on the line, still going to be in play. Now it's going to go out for a Calvert Hall throw-in.
Poked out by Adam Smith, the junior defender. Nick Long to take the throw-in for Calvert Hall.
Spalding early, holding up their box. They have about 8 or 9 guys in the box right now against Calvert Hall's 4 or 5. So they really don't want to get a goal scored on them early. Quick throw in for Calvert Hall. Now crossed by Cam Oren, but it's going to be a little far. We're looking for Chris Link, who's having his either first or second start of the year. He's been playing. His numbers have been growing a little more numerously since the Lock-Raven game.
The addition of Chris Link to the starting lineup has expanded the youth of this team, and I think it's significant not only this year, but for next year. If you have more sophomores gaining experience now, next year they could be a really, really solid group.
No, I agree. We have 4 sophomores starting right now. Bender, Nick Long, Barwick, and Link. And, of course, we still have Garfink, who's probably going to get minutes today. There's a few other guys on the team. They're the future of this team. And once some of these top guys go and they fill in, and include some of the JV guys like Mike Gisriel and hopefully Rory Jones, those guys will be able to fill this team out.
Yep, definitely. The not only the starting lineup, but the bench is lacking seniors. So the more experience gained this year, the better the team will turn out next year.
I agree. That's what I think they're doing. I think they're starting to give a lot of the sophomores and juniors some experience points right now because, of course, next year, the roles that they're playing now will probably be the roles they'll be playing.
And that strategy was showcased last week and the week prior in the non-conference play against Lock Raven and Delaney, as we saw some solid depth players getting in and actually scoring some goals. In Delaney, there was only one goal scored from a starter. The rest was from players like Kyle Bender, Trevor Zincan, Bryce Bailey. It was really good to see that not only the starting lineup, but the bench also has it in them to win.
I agree. Calvert Hall gets a chance in the box, but it's going to be cleared away by number 11, Spencer Sherman, the senior for Archbishop Spalding. It's going to be Calvert Hall's first corner kick as Stallings gets over to take it. Of course, about 5 minutes in now if you're just joining us. Calvert Hall and Archbishop Spalding still tied 0-0 in varsity soccer. Of course, JV is at Spalding today, as the way goes with the MIAA schedules. Varsity plays at home, the JV plays away. Long cross comes in from Stallings. Got a header from Bobby Wells, but it's going to go out wide right. It's a nice play by Stallings, but like Bobby Wells' header just couldn't get on the mark. It's a nice try, though.
Two noticeable things from me on that corner kick. Something that has been a reoccurring theme for the Cardinals is Trey Stallings taking the corner kick, and then Bobby Wells being on the end of it. He has the most height on this team, and they've been using him on corner kicks on the far post to just drill it in with his head.
No, I agree. I assure you, Bobby's one of the best headers around, and I'm sure next year he'll be even better with it. Probably one of the best in the league, if not the best.
Barnard gets caught up with, I believe it was Hardart, and it'll be a free kick for Spalding on their defensive half.
Long clear out from Spalding. Nice interception from Bobby Wells, and now Calvert Hall has a chance for a fast break. Those are going to be taken away by Spalding again. Now a long shot from Spalding. I believe that was number 8, Peter Godric, the captain. No, number 6, I apologize, Sean Doherty. But again, nice save by Spencer Nattens there on his first play of the day.
For those who tuned in last week for the game against Delaney, you probably noticed how Mr. Clark and I were complaining about the heat in the booth. Luckily for us, it's gone down this week, but still pretty sunny out.
Probably still a pretty warm day out there for those guys. Spalding clears out, but it's going to be headed by Dylan Burris, and they're going to call a foul on Doherty and give Calvert Hall a free kick around the 38-yard line.
Only 8 minutes in, and we've had action on both sides of the field. Both offenses not playing too conservative so far.
He had only 2 shots on goal. I agree. I can see the defense is doing a very good job holding him back, though.
This right here will be about, I think, the 5th ball played in for Calvert Hall so far. So the opportunities are there. They just can't get the ball on net.
So a really good chance there for, I believe that was Cam Oren. It's a nice cross in from Stallings, but Cam clearly had time in the box to settle that and take a shot. And he did, but he just got an unlucky volley off the side of his foot and went wide left. Another goal kick from goalkeeper Kyle Edwards. Barwick putting the heat on the Archbishop Spalding defense along with Dylan Burris. Probably one of the fastest duos in the league this year. Long cross to Alex Flores. Now in the battle between Oren and Flores, it's going to go out of bounds. But Calvert's going to get a quick throw in right here. Cam looking for his best option. Finds Bender. Nice cross in from Nick Long, looking for Barwick. And then it was a close chance on the outside for, I believe that was Barnard. Or Chris Ling, thank you. But it was a nice save by Kyle Edwards on the side. Long clear up by Bobby Wells.
Looks like Hardart took a hit there from, I believe, Bobby, and he's holding his head. Hopefully, and he's going to take a knee, and the ref will blow this play dead. Yeah.
Play will get restarted here with the long Spalding throw-in. Nice head up from the defense. Now Barwick's got a chance for a fast break here. Nolan Van Borgardian.
Nolan Van Borgardian has subbed in for Hardart, who came out with a head injury, and the trainer, Chris Zinn, will check him out on the sideline, make sure that he goes through the concussion protocol, and he'll be safe enough to come back onto the field.
Senior forward number 5, Nolan Van Borgardian, who replaces Henry Hardart.
Mattins with another goal kick outside. That's going to go wide and right out of bounds with no one around the area. Unlucky kick for Mattins. But of course, there should be somebody on the wing here on the side to trap that ball. Just no one was ready for it.
A little miscommunication from the team. Coach Zincan can't be too happy about that.
Long cross up field from Spalding, but it's going to be intercepted by Barnard. Now Link comes up the sideline. Barwick trying to make a move on the defender, but he loses it.
It'll be a throw-in for the Hall. And the ref whistles it dead, tells him to move up, and they'll replay.
About 13 minutes in almost for the first half of Calvert Hall Varsity Soccer versus Archbishop Spalding. Game still remains 0-0. Very defensive battle for both teams. Only 2 shots on goal so far.
One for each
I
team.
expect that to change by the end of the game.
Oh, definitely.
Nice move by Bender to give Cam Warren the ball. Now he looks for Barwick, and Barwick's going to get it, take a shot, and he's going to score. Barwick gets the first goal of the game.
Great heads-up play from Sharon Barwick right there. He was in the right place at the right time, got the ball, and was really quick to react. Took only 2 touches for him to get that ball past the goalie, and nothing that Edwards could do about that. That was spot on, point blank. Really unlucky for Spalding, but pretty lucky for Calvert too, and
That was
they'll be glad to pick that up.
Yeah, that was a great play from everybody. They're all starting defender on the side here, made a little hurdle to win the ball, and I had a nice move by was Cam Oren, I believe.
That's been the story for Barwick so far this season. He's had a Harry Kane-like play to him. He's been a good finisher. He's in the right place at the right time, and he rarely ever misses.
No, I agree. It's one of the best things about him. And again, he's a sophomore. We have him for a while. He's one of the fastest guys around, and apparently one of the best finishers around. Hopefully he'll be obviously of great importance for the next couple of years. But of course, most importantly, let's hope he plays well for the rest of the game.
So Calvert picks up an early lead in the 13th minute of this game, and they'll be looking to contain now, as Spalding is quick to attack.
Okay, another run by Barwick. He's going to overtake the ball he's going to try to overtake the ball from number 20, Adam Smith. He causes Spalding to throw it away. Nice interception by number 13, Alonzo Colon. Bobby Wells stops the run upfield. And now Doherty's got a chance to bring it up. Good chance here for Spalding.
Oh, that is not good. Both players are down. Looks like Bobby Wells and Austin Werner both on the ground holding their heads.
That's Bobby Wells' second hit. Hopefully they're both all right.
So Austin Werner was cleared up by the trainer and he'll remain in the game, but unfortunately Bobby Wells will have to come out, grab some water, and get checked out by the trainer, and they'll make sure that he is fully alright before he comes back in.
Looks like they're going to bring in senior Nick Benjamin, who was not here the last game we broadcasted.
Also coming in, Ryan Facetta. Believe he is replacing Dylan Burris.
Calvert's got a promising attack here. Barber looks in, but it's off, and now he's got the ball back. Still trying to hold the ball off the defenders. Now Cam Warren's got a shot. Stallings.
Due to the injury, Coach Zincan moved Nick Long to center back, and he'll put Nick Benjamin at right back. So Nick and Corona will be holding the fort down in the center. Cam is playing at center back. The whole formation of Calvert Hall has actually been shaken up due to that injury of Bobby Wells. Right now at center back, someone who's rarely ever seen in this position, Camden Oren.
And Joey Vendetta is also checked in on the right side. Nice move by Bender, and now they have Calvert Hall as a fast break upfield. Looking for Facetta, but it's going to be intercepted by number 9, Alex McGlynn. It's going to be a throw-in for Spalding.
This will be a throw for the Hall. Barnard's going to take it. Luckily for Calvert Hall, Bobby Wells is all right, and he is back in the game now. Joining him in a substitution is Trevor Zinkand.
So now almost halfway through the first half, Calvert Hall leads 1-0 off the Sean Barber goal, being assisted by Camden Oren. Kyle Edwards will pick that up. Nice run by Facetta, but even better knowledge for us, he was offside. The ref was going to call offside if he had taken that ball. Nice stop by Spencer Nance there to clear the ball out of the box. Now McGlynn's going to clear it out. Nick Long looks upfield. Now Nick Benjamin versus, I believe that's VM Bourgondian.
It's a pretty tough name to say. Good job.
Long throw from Cologne. But now intercepted by, I believe that was Vendetta. Nice move by Barwick, but it's going to be cleared away by Leo DePole. Nice move by Vendetta. Look up the line for Facetta. Facetta versus Adam Smith. Long cross from Facetta. Chance for Nick Benjamin to get a shot off. Barber tries to get a shot off. He gets another one off. Another save by Kyle Edwards. That was a really good offensive series right there from Calvert Hall. It's a really long play. About 3 or 4 shots there. Burris got one off, I think. Benjamin got one off. Vendetta and Barwick got 3 right there at the end. They were all really close. Nice defending from Spalding to keep 3 guys in the box with the goalkeeper out. Another long corner from Ben Bender, and it's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick for Spalding.
Bobby Wells yet again finding himself on the end of a corner. He's got the height that Calvert needs, and they're using him for that.
Good offensive series now coming up. Facetta finds Cam Oren wide. Of course, Oren moves back up after Bobby Wells' return. Chance for Barwick to get a shot off. But he's going to be knocked down in the box by Adam Smith. And the ref's not going to call anything. It's going to be a goal kick for Spalding. I don't know. That was close. What do you think, Brady?
It was just a sloppy play. I don't think it should have been a foul. I think that both sides were pushing and shoving a little bit, but a little unfortunate. Sean Barlow just found himself outnumbered by Spalding players there.
Short kick by Kyle Edwards. Spalding gets a throw in. Hammer Bobby Wells headed back. Now fight between Van Burgondian and Nick Long. It's going to result in a Calvert Hall throw-in around the 15-yard line. Looks like James Garfink, the sophomore, is going to get his first minute of action, taking off Sean Barwick. Of course, he scored the goal earlier today, 15 minutes in.
That'll be the 5th sophomore for Calvert to check into the game today.
Spalding trying to create an attack here. The Calvert Hall's defense outstrengthens them. Takes the ball back. Nice move by Vendetta to get upfield. Benjamin now has the ball wide. Another Calvert Hall throw in. About 15 minutes left in this first half. It's going to be a foul on Spalding, but number 6, Sean Doherty, is nice to pick up Garfink. They have a nice little handshake and go back into the play now. Nick Long's going to take the free kick from about the 46-yard line. Everyone crowding up on the far side of the 18-yard box. Good kick. I believe that was Bobby Wells had a chance to take that. Or Bender, sorry. Now,
that was Zinkin, actually, yeah.
Zinkin crosses it in. And that ball's going to be cleared out by Spalding, and it's going to go out into the road.
Drivers just love when that happens, when the ball is just kicked into the road and it hits the windshield.
That would not end well for any of them. We're not and for the schools. Looks like some man outside by a car picked out the ball and threw it back in. And now we have the ball back in play.
Big mistake by the goalkeeper Edwards right there. He had the chance to come out and grab that himself, but he left it for the defender. The defender thought that it was going to be their ball anyway for a goal kick, and the ref actually gives Calvert Hall another corner kick.
So third corner of the day. Bender taking it again. Uses Cam Moore in short. Back Cam is Bender again. Bender's got a chance for a shot here. It's a good cross, but a chance from Bobby. Again, I believe that's Bobby Wells that time.
Looks like Wells, but he was flagged off sides anyway.
Very unlucky play there. Bender had the shot there, but it looks like it took a couple too many touches there. He had the shot around his second or third touch, but he holds it for 5 or 6 and then just kind of kicks it across the middle.
I think he actually tried to take a shot there, and it was a little bit off, but it was headed towards that far post.
Now Cam Warren's got a chance to get in the box. It's going to be cleared out by Adam Smith. Calvert Hall's going to need another corner here with about 12 minutes to go. Cross in from Bender. Nice touch to Treving, and now he's got a chance to find Bender, but he hits it too far in front of him, and Edwards is going to come out and pick it up. That was a really good opportunity for Calvert Hall. Unlucky there that they don't get to capitalize on it. So it looks like Spalding is ready to make a plethora of subs. Hard to see the numbers from here, but we will let you know who they are as they come onto the field.
This seems sort of a long half so far, but there's still just under 12 minutes remaining.
Calvert's got another fast break attempt here. So they're going to slow it down.
For those who have joined recently, Calvert Hall is leading 1-0. We're in the first half. 11 minutes and 20 seconds left. Sean Barwick netted a goal 13 minutes into the game.
Edwards clears it out. Got a chance for another punt.
That was a pretty loud fire truck.
I agree, Brady. Zinkian drops it back to Nick Long. Again, Corona, I don't believe has gotten back on the field yet. Still keeping some of the changes out here. Nick Benjamin still playing, running by a lot of Spalding's team. Now looking for Trevor Zinkian, but he's not going to make it. It's going to go out of bounds for a Spalding goal kick. And now we have a few subs coming in for, might be both teams.
Looks like
Barwick's going to come back on for Calvert Hall. Instead, is going to come off. Coming on for Spalding, number 17, Austin Bishop.
number 21, Jack Molinari. I think we lost the third one.
I believe the third one may be number 10.
Jacob Doherty? Possibly.
Yes,
Yep.
the third one is number 10, Jacob Doherty. Hope we can get those binoculars to see the subs on the sidelines soon.
Maybe some sunglasses too. It's pretty sunny.
Nice run by Bender upfield, but it looks like he slipped, and it looks like he might have hurt his hip flexor again. He just got back from a hip flexor injury. Hoping he's all right there. Nice cross in from Barnard. Looks like we have more subs. Looks like Stallings is going to come on for Cam Oren. And I believe that is maybe Bandel. Is hard to see from here. Looks like Bandel will come in for Zinkamp. Oh, might be Jake Brand. I apologize. Jake Brand has come on for, I believe that was Trevor Zinkamp. Cologne has the chance upfield, and now it's Alex Flores.
Andrew Guidi's up at the sideline. He's about to come on in for the haul.
Andrew Guidi is another one of those players who, like Stallings, has been getting a lot of minutes since Sonic's injury. He's slowly gained more minutes. I believe he played about 15 minutes in the Loch Raven game, and I heard on Friday he played a lot more than that. So I'm glad he's starting to get more minutes on the team as well. I think he's a very technical player, very good player to put out on the field, especially if you want to keep a possessing offense.
Good move by Coach Zinkan. Instead of using one player to replace Saldek while he's out for an injury, he's used about 3 with Trevor Zinkan, Trey Stallings, and Andrew Guidi.
There's about 7 minutes left in this first half. Calvert Hall still leads 1-0.
Almost changed right there. That free kick was dangerously close to the top right corner of the net.
Calvert Hall going to make 2 subs. Guidi's going to come in for, I believe that's Vendetta.
Dylan Burris coming on for Ben Bender.
Hopefully, Mr. Zinn, our resident trainer, is going to help him make sure he's all right to get back on the field by the end of the game. Barwick wins the ball away from Spalding, but now let's give it back. Nice touch by Jordan Ferreira. Nice try there from Garfing trying to find Benjamin on the line, but it's split by the Spalding defenders. Another Spalding substitution here. Looks like number 8, Peter Godrick's going to come off. And coming on will be number 11, Spencer Sherman.
Actually, I believe that's number 18, Thomas Homa, the freshman defender. Yep, freshman defender, Thomas Homa. Come on, he's replacing number 8, Peter Godrick.
Sean Barwick, another nice move. She has to find Dylan Burris up the line. Cologne wants to guard it out of bounds, away from Dylan Burris. It's going to be a goal kick for Spalding with 4 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. Long kick this time. Barwick's got the ball again. He's been all over the field today doing everything, scoring goals, making passes. He's been playing very well.
Surprised to see the position he's playing right now. They have him more as a midfielder, attacking midfielder, whereas he started off the game as the sole striker. But that position has been taken over by Dylan Burris.
Barwick's got a little bit of time. Let it go out of bounds for a Calvert Hall throw-in now. Long pass back to Nick Long. Chance to switch the field for Calvert Hall. Bobby Wells finds that's Barnard outright. Jake Grant looking across the field now to Nick Long. Yeah, nice possession here from Calvert Hall. They've held the ball for almost a minute now in the back of the field.
Yeah, throughout this first half, Calvert Hall has had most of the possession, but when you look at the shot total, it's been pretty even. So Calvert Hall just needs to take more shots instead of just looking for the next pass. As you can see right there, they had an opportunity to shoot, but they just went for the next pass.
I agree. Going to be a Calvert Hall throw-in after a little bit of communication from the referees. Long cross from Garfink, but Barwick's not going to get there. Cincinnati clears it out. Barnard has it, but Austin Bishop hits it out of bounds. Coming up on the 1 minute mark now. Calvert Hall still leads 1-0. Cross from Jake Brandt was going to be taken away by Barwick now, and he's going to hit it just wide.
Go
Really
Edward.
good chance for Barwick right there. The ball comes through from Jake Brandt. Beat 3 or 4 defenders who try to kick the ball out, but it just bobbles right through him. And Sean Barwick has a shot right in front of the goal.
Credit is due to the goalie, Kyle Edwards, right there. He did a great job of spreading out his body and cutting off almost any chance of Barwick getting that ball on net.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Brandt there for getting that ball through, too. He had the perfect ball that Spalding couldn't just hit it out. They tried to take a touch on it, and it did not work for them. About 10 seconds left now. Calvert Hall is going to kick it out of bounds. It's going to go to half. Calvert Hall leads 1-0 on Sharon Barwick's goal about 15 minutes into the game. So a very even half from both teams. Hopefully coming out in the second half, Calvert Hall will go ahead and get a couple more goals for the win here. I believe Brady Oregon and Mr. Clark will be back with a halftime show, but I will be leaving you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay, as you heard from Dean Ciarzini, he will be no longer with us for the rest of the game. But luckily, I'll be here for the halftime to keep you guys entertained, whoever's actually staying here. So, Calvert Hall with a pretty solid half so far. I think Coach Zincan will be somewhat satisfied with what they've done. A key for the second half for the Cardinals is to continue the possession and just keep the shots coming. They need to take more shots, less passes. And I think if they just keep those shots coming, especially from outside the box, with what we've seen earlier in the season, they'll score a few goals. Alongside me now is Mr. Clark. He'll be with us for the rest of the game.
Great to be here, Brady. And yeah, Calvert Hall played an absolutely dominating half in possession. They looked like somebody out of the Premier League you were just mentioning. Anybody in mind?
No.
Yeah, no, Calvert Hall, they have 4 shots on goal, 4 corner kicks there in the first half. Sean Barwick was connected in the 14th minute. Nearly had one to close the half. I'm sure if he got that ball back, he'd want it back. To Spalding's 2 shots. Really hasn't been a test for Nattons. Just 1 shot really on goal. Second one, generous scorekeeper. But nonetheless, Calvert Hall, like I said, on the ball has done really well. They've dominated possession. They've built from the back. All these things that we've been talking about all season. Dominated the midfield. You mentioned, I know in the broadcast, Coach Zincan's use of their depth in the sophomore class, trying to, bridge the gap of obviously the absence of Jake Sodek, senior captain, who will be coming back probably in about 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, I mean, what did you think you saw there in the first half that you enjoyed?
Well, I think Calvert Hall did a great job of keeping possession. They didn't really let Spalding get in the box much. They rarely let them actually have the ball. But I think for the second half, I'd like to see Calvert Hall less relying on the lucky through balls in the box and start taking shots from outside the box. Because
test the keeper.
3 of the 3 main chances that they've had, including the 1 goal that Barlow scored, were through balls that fell to someone's feet in the box, and those just aren't there all the time. And they were lucky to have a deflection that got to Barlow's feet, and he did a great job of finishing, but they can't be hoping that they can do that all game.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Spalding's probably sitting there going, they're lucky to be down just 1-0. Calvert Hall maybe just a little bit disappointed. I don't know how Coach Zincan could be disappointed in that first half of soccer. The brand of Calvert Hall soccer was absolutely evident from the opening whistle, the high pressure, not a lot of through balls over the top. They played, Garfink came in, played a lot of great balls in possession. Cannon Oren, probably one of his best halves in the center midfield. I know he had to, play defense quite a bit. In the absence of Dom Corona, obviously we hope he's okay. We'll try to get an injury update for you as Wells and Corona went down. Obviously Nick Benjamin has come in off the bench, typically a starter, but coming in off the bench, accepting the role that coach puts for them. And I think from the opening whistle, you've seen nothing but a dominant first half. Again, Calvert Hall probably would like to be up 2-3-0, and I think they've played well enough to do that, which I think is a great point of yours, try to get some shots off the 18 and see if any of these balls can come off the pipe or off the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper doesn't seem too comfortable back there. Not a lot of goal kicks have made it to the 40-yard line of the defensive third. And I also think that he hasn't been that aggressive to come off his line. So I think there's some opportunity for the Hall in the second half as they make adjustments. They typically make a lot of great adjustments at half. I think they've stacked the middle of the field. They've played wide when needed be, but their combinations of one-touch passing have been phenomenal today.
Yeah, I think Calvert Hall could continue this whole not taking the shot thing because it actually is helping them possess the whole time. They're not taking any ill-advised shots, as I would like to see them take more shots. But if their game plan was to not let Spalding get the ball, then go ahead and keep looking for the pass first because they're really not giving the ball away. And with only taking their shots right in front of the goal, they're keeping possession. So it could go either way. If they wanted to score more goals, I think it would be best for them to take more shots outside of the box and test the keeper.
Couldn't agree more. Yep, and like we said, Calvert Hall with the injury bug, as I believe Dom Corona down on the field with Coach Zinn. Bobby Wells obviously returned to the game. But you saw a lot of guys there, Vandetta came in off the bench. Guys that typically start, and coaches,
from a third-party perspective, it seems like Coach is going with the effort guys. Guys that have
Yeah.
come in and provided that spark. Not to say that Benjamin and Vendetta don't give any effort, but the guys that can come in and provide that spark was from the opening whistle. And maybe Coach Zincan playing with that starting lineup, trying to see some new guys that really click together. I mean, from the opening whistle, it looked like an absolutely dominant Calvert Hall squad that we were used to seeing in that MIAA championship run from last year. And, Vendetta and Nick Benjamin came in off the bench and provided nothing but the spark off the bench. So definitely some shaking up that Coach Zincan has done, and things have worked, obviously, in the first 40. But Calvert Hall, of course, what I'm going to be looking for in the second half, can Calvert Hall put together 80 minutes of Calvert Hall branded soccer? And that's been something that we really haven't been able to answer yes very adamantly all season.
Yeah, I think Coach is going with a youthful lineup today. Only 2 seniors in the lineup for the starters, which were Barnard and Stallings respectively. But like you said, the effort is there. Chris Link, a new addition to the starting lineup, he's been nothing but a workhorse for Calvert Hall so far. He's been sprinting up and down that left sideline, and he's been a really good addition to the starting lineup. Sean Barwick, he's been starting all year, but really, he was outstanding so far today with his work ethic. He's always the first to the ball. He's trying to reach his foot in there and get a touch. Same with Ben Bender. He just came off that injury, but he was wrapping himself around defenders, getting his foot to the ball first, and the effort's definitely there. The goal's not so much, but if they keep it up, I think they're on track for a win.
Yeah, and I think, Barwick being the sophomore, he's really turned into a leader, in my opinion, this season. I mean, obviously only a sophomore, but he has the potential, in my opinion, to be a center midfielder his junior, potentially senior year. Just looking at what he's provided in the first half, he has been everywhere. We've always known him this season to be the man who puts high pressure on, but he has distributed the ball so well off his first touch. He's gotten the ball, held it at times, gotten to get guys forward. Barwick's kind of that guy that really kind of gives you an all-effort, 100% of the time. And I really do think that Barwick has the ability to kind of become this next generation leader with this sophomore class in the ranks of Garfink. You got guys like Chris Link who getting their first start today. Guys like Bender, who obviously started last year, got some time in the MIAA championship team. But, guys like Garfink, you go up this squad, Sean Barwick, Bender, Nick Long starting this year, obviously, Chris Link. Those 5 sophomores that are on this roster all getting key minutes today and have provided nothing but good minutes. I think Calvert Hall soccer is in good shape, not only for the future, but even this season. We were kind of looking at the beginning of the season as one of the storylines was, can Calvert Hall find itself? Obviously losing 18 guys off the MIAA championship team from last year. And I think the answer is yes. It's taken obviously some time, but I think they're hitting their stride as they get into the meat of this MIAA conference schedule. Yeah,
Sean Bark has done a good job answering that question that we had in the beginning of the year. Who's going to replace Ben Alexander? After the big championship season last year, we lost a lot of seniors. And I think we're pretty lucky that we have a guy like Barwick who can just step in there. He wasn't even on varsity last year, and now he's leading the team in goals, and he's up front working as hard as possible.
Yeah.
But an answer that will be a question that will be formed in a couple years is who's going to replace the goalie? We got 3 goalies on our squad right now, all juniors. We got Spencer Nattens, Mike Murphy, and Tony Heydrich. But what comes after that?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little strange not to see a different class goalie on the roster this year. But that would be definitely something that Coach Zincan will be looking to answer in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we are going to step away for the next minute and 30 seconds of the half. Grab ourselves a drink. We will be back. Thanks for joining us on this live stream edition of Calvert Hall Cards Varsity Soccer. They lead Spalding 1-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the broadcast. Just about to get set for the second half of this Cardinal Spalding Cavaliers matchup. 1-0 Cards as we send it down to the field for the opening kickoff of the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield for your second half kickoff.
40 minutes on the clock. The ball is kicked into play off of Facetta's foot to Bender, who plays Barnard on the left wing. Calvert Hall going to look, obviously, to continue possession of this game. They have dominated possession. Happy to see the Cardinal fans, obviously, seeing Dom Corona back starting this half. Bobby Wells will start this half on the bench, however, as Nick Long has been moved to center left back, as Corona comes back into his normal position, center right back. Other starters for the Hall: Barwick and Facetta up top. Chris Link obviously started the game today. Garfink starts the second half as he came off the bench in the first. Camden Oren on the right side. He's going to play right back. And to shake out the midfield, it's Bender, Garfink, Calvert Hall looks to get first ball there. It's cleared off the foot of Nick Long, who asks for everybody to push up. This one goes over the head of Nattens. Nearly got caught just a touch off his line. He covered it well. It sailed over the crossbar for a Calvert Hall goal kick. That wouldn't have been the way Calvert Hall wanted to start the half. So probably a sigh of relief there from number 40.
A key return for Spalding. The sophomore striker, Henry Hardart, he had that head collision with Bobby Wells in the first half. Had to come off, but he's back on the field now, which is good. So the only unanswered injury for the game now remains Dom Corona.
Who started the second half here, but
he's actually
Bobby
back out,
Wells
yeah.
comes off, so wonder if he also was involved in the collision. Well, I wonder. Great dummy there from Facetta. Link plays him right back. Could be a Calvert Hall goal. Oh, Barwick off his left foot right at the keeper. That was another one Barwick's going to want back. But Facetta, again, high pressure that Facetta and Barwick are putting on them. Creates the dispossess in a bad area. Gets a left-footed cross in, a beauty, to the foot of Barwick, who just put it right at the keeper. I mean, you can't do anything better than what, obviously, the combination play Calvert Hall's just had.
Facetta was yet another normal starter that actually didn't start today. So that theme that you pointed out during the halftime, where we have these starters who didn't actually start today, but they're coming on as subs and they're working like they're Messi and Ronaldo.
Love that. Interesting to see. I believe it's Sagizi who started at right back. I believe that's him starting at right back. I was mistaken. I think Camden Oren is not playing right back. He's actually playing right wing, as Coach Zinkan likes Garfink and Bender controlling the middle of the field. Link obviously controls the left with the likes of Barnard. So Nick Long, who typically plays left back, is actually playing left center back. Facetta trying to apply high pressure is successful, and it's going to come to the foot of Barwick. Oh, he's got a great run down the side there from Chris Link. Chris Link tried to play a quick one. I think he had one more touch there. And that's, again, just some of this. But there's a beautiful hustle play right there from Link. Lost possession in an attacking third. Didn't stop after losing it. Went right back at the ball, and he gained it back for the team. Coach is going to love to see that. Link had a beautiful run, but I think he just could have taken one more touch. Bender had a switch if he wanted to see it. I think Calvert Hall's communicated well today, too. They've really moved as a unit, both on offense and on defense. The midfield has been controlled, again, by the likes of Bender, Garfink, Camden Oren, who started at center midfield.
Yeah, an interesting thing for Carroll is they never really play one solid formation. They're always changing. Like, sometimes they're playing a 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1 as they started the game with Barwick as the sole striker.
Yeah.
But now you can see they've changed to more of a attacking formation with three forwards. You got Cam playing wing, Facetta playing left wing, and Barwick at center forward. So I think they're trying to add another insurance goal.
Yeah, great defense there. From Nick Long. Referee signaling a Spalding throw.
Looks like Peter Godric will take the throw.
Yeah, Calvert Hall packs the box. Dangerous ball here. See if Facetta can get a left foot clear. Not exactly, but it still goes out of bounds. Allows Calvert Hall to reset, and now Facetta has space down the field if he wanted it. Love to see Link take just one more touch. He's got his head up beautifully, but he's just trying to get the ball off of his foot so quickly that I think he's not recognizing the space he has in front of him to draw the defender. Garfink called there for a hold. It's going to be a Spalding set piece from the 40-yard line. Headed towards Nattens, who corrals it beautifully. Would love to see him distribute right here. Thought about it.
I think Nattens is going to try to control the tempo here. The Calvert's been a little jumpy. They haven't been the most relaxed team that I've seen them be. And right there, they're just giving the ball away real quick. They're not holding it like they did in the first half.
It's going to go off the foot of Segizi. Try to do well there to keep the corner out, but it's going to be Spalding's first corner of the afternoon with 32:54 left to go here in the second half. Just joining us, Calvert Hall leads Spalding 1-0. Off the foot of Sean Barwick, 13 minutes into the game. Calvert Hall absolutely dominated possession in the first half. They've come out a little flat, I would say, Brady, here in the second half.
Yeah, Spalding's had more of I think a little bit more possession, definitely more chances created. And I think Calvert Hall is taking their time getting back into the tempo of things.
Good step there from Chris Link. Left his defender, but created a poor angle for number 15 of Spalding, who tried to clear it. That's going to be a handball for sure. Not called, but it's going to be a Calvert Hall throw.
Yeah, I think that one's on the side judge right there. He had the angle to call that handball, and instead he gave the throw in. Pretty insignificant though, and I don't think Calvert Hall is too upset about it.
Great decision there from sophomore Nick Long. This one's going to stay in bounds. Corona back on the ball. Garfink very strong on the ball. Has been all season. Not the biggest guy. Very good foot skills. Always has his head up. Just a sophomore. Great bind there from Bender. Unbelievable ball to Link, but kind of looked like he gave up on it there.
I just think the defender had a better angle on the ball. A little dangerous slide tackle from Link. He was coming from behind. He's lucky not to get a piece of the defender. That could have been a booking.
Yeah, Link has left his feet a couple times today that I haven't been pleased with. Calvert Hall, Coach Zincan preaches, don't leave your feet.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Link is not on the field for slide tackles. He's more of an attacking-minded player, but he does hustle to get back. That's just an unfortunate flaw that has been seen. He has made some pretty unsafe challenges in this game.
Good defense there from Guidi. Goes out of play for a Calvert Hall throw. And we'll do it again. Just under the halfway mark. Excuse me, not the halfway mark, just under 30 minutes left to go here in this contest. Barwick tried to play Seguizi. To no avail. Bender plays it out with the head. And we'll do it again with Spalding. Dangerous ball there. This is going to go all the way back to the keeper, and Facetta is going to come off Garfink. Ball's been played in the air the last minute or two. See if Calvert Hall can bring it down and start again with their possession. Link brings it down again. One more touch there. Bring it down. No need for the volley.
Possession's been about 50-50 so far in this game. I think it's starting to shift towards Calvert Hall's way as they've had more of the opportunities in the past few minutes, but at the same time, Spalding is definitely having a presence in their offensive side of the field.
Great 1-2 there from Bender. He's going to play Facetta in the corner, but he's flagged for offsides from the far side referee, as most young high school athletes. Doesn't agree.
It's all about perspective.
That's in a dangerous area. Well done there from Nick Long. They're not out of the woods yet here, as Link can't corral it. But he does well there to block that shot as Barwick looks to take Seguizi on the ball defending. He's very quick to it, and he's going to get flagged. The referee plays advantage. That could have been dangerous for the Hall. Either way, dangerous. Barwick has it. He's just running through people. Great.
No,
he's
off.
offsides. Yeah, Facetta's off. That was easy. That was an easy one. Ball wasn't on the floor. Facetta tried hard to stay on side, but defender stepped.
You rarely ever see it happen, but I think this Calvert Hall defense is going to need a couple substitutions soon. They're really being worked right now by Spalding. I think we might see Drew List or Clay McComas coming on soon.
Yeah, and I would love to have the sideline reporter today to find out what happened to Bobby Wells, but he's up here in the booth with me. Promoted. Dangerous ball here. Somebody's going to have to get this ball out. Just needs a flick here.
Until we get some binoculars, we can just make a lucky guess.
Facetta's going to try to play. Oh, wow. Facetta, let's see if he can hold. Play Barwick. Can't blame him there. There was really no help as the ball just kind of fouled to his foot.
Oh, that was straight to the face, and Garfink is down on the ground. That's not good to see. Yeah, another head injury.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt. I think it's Garfink. Yeah, it is. And he took that to the face immediately, went to the floor.
I remember he had a concussion, but I didn't know that foul.
Coach is in, obviously meeting Garfink at midfield, and they'll walk off together. Definitely going to be taken through the concussion protocol.
Trey Spalding is coming back on for him. Believe so, yes. Number 14.
Returning for the Hall, number 14, Trey Spalding.
See if Trey can try to control this midfield like Garfink was doing well. Great run here. Unbelievable ball. Can't find anybody. Would have loved a one-time hit like you were talking about right there.
Yet again, Kyle Edwards reluctant to come off his line. I think, Calvert Hall really needs to start taking some shots on him. Like, they got to test him. He looks really kind of jumpy in goal, and he's really he's hesitating a lot. So, I think Calvert Hall, they just got to stop trying to look for that next pass. Maybe hit a couple shots when they see the goal.
Chris Link has to get a touch here. That's got to be a flag.
It'll be outside the box, I believe.
Yeah, great run from Facetta. Tried to play it through two guys. Got tripped up and obstructions called. It's going to be a Calvert Hall free kick from a very dangerous area. Just on the 18-yard box. That could have been called a penalty as well, but the referee thought better of it. Brady, wouldn't you love to see a ball played on the ground right to the penalty spot on the floor? I mean, it's like begging to be had. Perfectly placed and perfectly executed. I mean, and I think it might have even been an own goal. But nonetheless, I mean, you just play the ball on the ground and...
Ben Bender's there finish.
I mean, just call me coach.
What are the lottery numbers for tomorrow, Mr. Clark?
Might be 14-10 Stallings to Bender.
With 24:33 left to go in the second half, Calvert Hall goal is scored by number 10, Ben Bender. Assisted by Trey Spalding.
So right on cue, normally it's the commentator's curse. That one was actually the commentator call, and we nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I mean, it was just wide open. Nobody from Spalding stepped, and all they needed to do was nick it in, and it might have even been nicked in by the Spalding defender, and we'll probably go to the replay to see if that was had.
And those type of plays, that's where Calvert Hall benefits from the new style of play. I think last year's Calvert Hall takes that shot. I think they don't pass it there. But
And I think
this year's Calvert Hall, they look for the pass first. And luckily for them, this time it turned out to be a goal.
easy, beautiful on ball. Calvert Hall gives it away in a bad area, but Corona's right there to step. Don't want to get caught in transition here. This goes all the way out to wing for Spencer. He might have a shot here. That's brilliantly taken. Just a brilliant strike there.
About 30 yards out. That would have been a pretty entertaining goal to see.
Yeah,
But
his left foot. I think Zinkham's coming back in for Camden Oren.
looks like Vendetta coming in also.
And Joey Vendetta replaces Chris Link.
Returning from the hall for H.O. Vendetta. And number 19, Trevor Zinkham.
Yeah, for Calvert, defensive substitution. You got to think that with all the work they've been getting this half, a few of them
Love
might
a
need to come
switch
out
here.
for a breather.
Would love a switch here.
It's open.
Real quick.
You got Barnard on the
Will
other
they see
side,
it is
wide
the
open.
question.
And then right there you got Vendetta after Barnard. Just like that.
Given away in a bad area there from Barnard. He plays Nattons all the way back. Well done there from Nattons. And that's, I think, just game-by-game maturity. A couple games ago, he would have just kicked that away, wouldn't have maybe gotten the best foot on it. And he can pick it up there, but he can also wait like he does. And, again, more of the game maturity from the junior. A approaching the halfway mark here of the second half. Mattins, if he wants, has Vendetta. See who's first to this 50-50 ball. Barwick heads it to Vendetta in the direction of. Nick Long does not allow a turn. And it's going to be a handball called on Trevor Zinkhand, which will allow Spalding a set piece.
Only 18 minutes in the second half, and Calvert's already netted their second goal, and I think now they'll move to that wear and tear style of play where they just bring Spalding down. It is highly possible to see a couple more goals as a repeating theme for Calvert this year. They've kept the game close for most of the game, and then suddenly with about 10 minutes left, they break it wide open, and the scoreline has changed drastically.
Good step there from the sophomore. Nick Long heads it out of play for a Spalding throw. Spalding coach wanted an offsides call. Dangerous ball here to the back post. And it's headed away by Sagisi. Definitely onsides there. Barwick has a streaking Dylan Burris. Turns his body and has a shot, but it's saved beautifully. So Burris just one stride too far. Referee allows advantage here. Other than possession, I didn't see much advantage. And it's a Calvert Hall throw, but we'll allow substitutions. And it's going to be Benjamin for Sagisi.
Returning for the Hall number 7, Nick Benjamin. He replaces Mako Sagisi.
And during the substitution, we have a Calvert Hall player down, holding his left leg, I believe. As the referee signals the stoppage of play.
Might be Bender. Nope, Sean Barwick.
Not an injury you want to see. Obviously no injury, but definitely not your top goal scorer in Sean Barwick. Not sure who's going to replace him. Is it Facetta who came on?
I think Facetta has been on.
Dangerous ball. Headed away.
Actually, no, I believe Facetta just came on because Dylan Burris was already on. So now the forward line looks a little bit like Trevor Zinkhand, Ryan Facetta, and Dylan Burris. And here's Zinkhand himself dribbling down the line.
Returning to the Hall number 21, Ryan Facetta. He replaces Sean Barwick.
Love to have a one-touch, somebody hit one, just like you've been talking about, but a great ball there into Bender. He plays it low. Dangerous.
Part of the problem that Calvert Hall has had this game is they had no one at the top of the box. Everyone was already packed in, waiting for a ball just to be placed to them. But they had no option outside of the box.
Can't be offsides on a throw-in, and it's going to be a dangerous Calvert Hall set piece. Let's see if they can convert yet again.
Let's see if Spalding makes an adjustment. Last free kick, they had no one in the middle. Free kick taken, goes wide. That'll be a goal kick for Spalding.
We had a little issue with the clock there. Not sure what happened on the set piece, but what did you see there on the set piece?
I believe Barnard was the one to take, and it just went wide left. Actually shot it this time.
A lot of kick and run here from both teams. I want to see Calvert Hall kind of regain control of this game, possessing the ball. Barnard steps there. It's a beauty. He's played well today.
Definitely.
Vendetta gives it to Barnard, who I believe has switched now.
With Nick Long, yeah.
Nick Long.
And
Now
they
they switch
swapped
right
back,
back.
yeah.
Right on cue. Not sure Nattens was expecting that ball to go back to him. Barnard loves to do that, loves the European style of play, using the keeper as a 12th, as an 11th man.
Oh, he did go to Spain last year. Maybe
He
he picked
did.
that up
We
over
talked
there.
about that at the beginning of the year. Kind of like that style of play. Go all the way back to the keeper, allow him to distribute. But, you know, as Nattens has gotten more comfortable in goal, I think you'll see a lot more of that.
It would be pretty cool if we had some fans who had that European style to himself.
European style fans.
Yeah.
We'll have to work on that. Dangerous slide tackle there. On Stallings, I believe. He plays Zincan. If Zincan wants to switch, he's got one. And 3 substitutions for the Hall. Looks like Drew List. You were just talking about him. On the
And
left coming in. Looks
I
like
believe
Van
Andrew
on the
Guidi
right.
also.
And Andrew Guidi.
Speaking of those Calvert Hall fans, a couple Fridays from now will be the next Big Red Sea game for Calvert Hall. So, any Calvert Hall students or students at other schools watching this live stream, make sure to come out. There's a mixer afterwards, so be sure to enjoy everything we have to offer. Yeah, what? I'm being told that the DJ for that mixer will be taking song requests until Wednesday. Acrobatic shot there from number 7, Austin Werner.
Checking in for the Hall junior midfielder number 6, Andrew Guidi. Senior defender number 12, Nate Flynn. And senior defender number 28, Drew List.
There are the defensive substitutions we've been talking about. The lineup that started at the second half is almost replaced on the defensive side.
You'd hate to see them give up a goal. That's going to be a PK. Yeah, tripped him up from behind. Not pretty there, and you just talked about Nate Flynn giving up a PK right there, and this could change the outcome of this game, obviously, but might shift momentum, is what I really meant to say there, Miss Warner. Calvert Hall's played absolutely beautiful soccer to this point, and obviously just getting tripped up there in the box. It was the wrong place, wrong time type way. And now Flynn, who just checked in the ball game, gives the penalty when should be a goal. You can't blame Nattens here. Low left. But a save from Nattens.
Taken by 14, Alex Flores, saved by the one and only Spencer Nattens.
I think Spencer Nattens didn't believe what I said, low left, as that was, well, it was his low left. That's what I really meant to say.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, another dangerous ball here.
Oh my goodness.
The Ripper, and that went out wide and high.
Austin Werner's been ripping with his left foot lately. Those volleys, that's the second one he's taken in the last 2 minutes.
A lot of substitutions here for the Hall. I believe MIAA, Abid, Kyle Bandel.
And Jacob Brandt, I believe. Yep.
So Brandt, Bandel, and Abid checking in here for the Hall.
Checking in for the Hall senior midfielder number 16, Ohio. Senior midfielder number 17, Kyle Vandell. And junior midfielder number 20, Jacob Brandt.
In the second half, Calvert sure has bent, but they haven't broken yet. Even with that penalty.
Totally agree with you. They've had the left switch open all day on the wing. Jacob Brandt isn't even covered. That's what I talked about at the half. They've really packed the middle of the field. They've done so in a very possessive way. Unlike the beginning of the season where they were just packed in. Love to see an early cross here. Early service from Stallings. He uses his left foot. Comes to Bandel. Bandel can't get on top of the ball as it was touched to him by Jacob Brandt.
Something Calvert Hall could use for their advantage is that right-footed cross from the right side of the field. The sun is right in position to knock the goalkeeper's eyes right off the ball. And I think it's actually affected him a little bit from the crosses we've seen. And I think Calvert Hall should continue to do that. That far post switch is
Spalding
always
definitely
open.
trying to get more men forward here.
They only have 12 minutes to score at least 2 goals. And it's definitely possible. We've seen teams do it before. Calvert Hall has struggled with those last-minute goals. It's affected them for years.
Yeah, and like I said, they nearly gave up that corner. Excuse me, that PK. Got to be a push from behind. Referee was right there, didn't call it. Gonna go for a Spalding throw. Spalding coach begging his players to be vocal. List goes over the top, heads it out. We'll do it again. This time List keeps it in play. Brought down by Bandel, who plays Zinkan. Will go out of play for a Calvert Hall throw.
That did not look pleasant.
It didn't sound pleasant.
I'm surprised the Spalding player is not on the ground. That looked like to be number 12, Jordan Ferreira, but
There wasn't a card brought out as well. Substitutions for the Hall coming on. Looks like Lenhoff and Owen Carroll. See their first action of the day.
also appears to be Clay McComas on the sideline getting ready to come in too.
Spalding getting antsy here. They have to put one in. Could easily be down one with that PK, but no avail. Guidi gives it to Long in a bad area. Great touch from Bandel. And this can be a Calvert Hall transition goal as he sprints down the left wing. Tried to play it early. Deflected and goes right to the keeper. Good transition defense there from Spalding as Bandel, I thought, maybe crossed to the touch early. Had one more touch maybe down the left wing. Good idea though. Long steps up beautifully. Guidi plays him beautifully. And again, Calvert Hall's got another opportunity. Bandel just didn't square his body away.
Ooh.
West leaves his feet.
Good play by Alex Flores there to avoid the slide tackle.
Yeah, Spalding has a 3-on-7. And Benjamin sees it out.
8:30 left to go, and the way this game has been going for the past couple of minutes, you just can't rule it over yet.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Calvert Hall's been known to give up last-minute goals in both the first and second half. We talked about it at the half of them closing this game, playing 80 minutes of Calvert Hall branded soccer. I'd argue that they still haven't been able to do it, as they've gotten away from what they did in the first half. No, don't get me wrong, Spalding has definitely made adjustments. Thought that was a pretty poor call, as the slide tackle was very well done there. I believe it went off Spalding. Nonetheless, it's awarded to Spalding.
Just taking a look at Coach Zinkan right now, he has faith in his depth. He's not rushing to get his starters back on the field right now. He actually has some new players getting ready to check into the game right now, and he doesn't seem too worried about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, and I'd argue, Brady, that starting positions are still up for grabs. I mean, any given day, who's playing well and who's playing well with the unit. And, you know, 4 guys coming on here for the Hall. Lenhoff, Carroll.
Bailey also. He's actually
Bailey.
he's going up top. Normally plays defense, but he's replacing Bandel.
So Lenhoff, Bailey, and Owen Carroll. Clay McComas.
Checking in for the Hall senior defender number 23, Kyle Lenhoff. Junior defender number 26, Clay McComas. Junior defender number 27, Bryce Bailey. Senior midfielder number 29, Owen Carroll.
And as you said, with the starting spots, you've seen players like Chris Link and Trey Stallings doing everything they can to earn a spot, and they've done so in the past couple games.
I'm not sure Clay McComas came on. I believe it was Nate. Nope, he did. He's playing right back.
Nate Flynn was already on.
Yeah. Don't want to give one up here with 6 minutes. Momentum would easily change. It's a short kick. Guidi plays it out. See if they play it right back in. They do, but Bryce Bailey controls it, and Calvert Hall has a transition if they want it.
Oh.
Owen Carroll is offsides.
But Mabia is not. Shoot. Ooh, knocked out by Kyle Edwards. Lucky to get a leg on it. And he was pretty satisfied with himself on making that save. That was
Absolutely
a real crunch time
great
save.
But I got to be honest, I'm a little upset at Owen Carroll for being that far offsides. I mean, that was a 2-on-1. Should have been a 3-0. Put this game away. And I'm surprised, to be honest, that the referee didn't call that play dead, even though the ball didn't go to him. The transition was easily offsides.
I think Owen Carroll was really expecting, like a now or never kind of ball. Like, he had Mabia on the other side as an option, so Owen Carroll was really like, play it to me now and I'll be through, or just go to Mabia.
Yeah. Corner kick comes all the way back out to Kyle Lenhoff. Looking to be kept in by, what a great touch. Calvert Hall itching for a third goal. They've had many chances today. 7 shots on goal. They've all been very decent looks. Barwick should have 3 to his name. The ball's going to be played out of bounds, and Spalding's going to look to get it in quickly as we are under 5 minutes to go. 2-0 Hall here on this Monday afternoon. Calvert Hall looking to improve to 8-4, 6-4 in the MIAA with a win here. Got a couple MIAA games this week. They've played a very, very tough schedule, as they played 11 games in the month of September, nearly 1 every 2 days.
Up next on Wednesday, they have a tough matchup with Loyola away. They beat us 3-1, correct?
Yeah, 3-1.
On our field.
Game, not only a revenge game, but also a game that Coach Zinkan wants to say, you guys need to prove to yourselves you are a better team than this Loyola Blakefield team. Don't get me wrong, they're probably playing better than they played when they played here against the Hall night long, but you got to figure that Calvert Hall played just nervous. They had a crowd of, 2,000 plus the whole night long, the fireworks, everything kind of going. It was more for the show, and then they didn't kind of show up for the show.
Not.
So definitely a revenge game there, and then obviously they have John Carroll this week back at home. So you'd love to see them go 3-0 this week. I talked to a couple of the guys today in the building, and I said, really, anybody in the MIAA could beat anybody in the MIAA right now.
It's really happened. There's only
going.
one undefeated team left, I believe, and that's Mount St. Joe, or Curly, actually. And that game on Wednesday against Loyola, not only is it a game that's important because it's, Calvert Hall Loyola, that classic Turkey Bowl matchup, but also those two teams are really close in the standings, and that game could decide a lot when it comes to home field advantage or who plays who.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see those two meet in the playoffs either.
A lot of chippy fouls here in the closing minutes, and again, game not over, just a 2-goal margin. Spalding puts one into the box here and puts one in. They still got 3 minutes. Although they're taking their time, sending everybody forward. Spalding's got to be careful of a Calvert Hall transition. Spalding's got to put this ball deep enough.
Calvert Hall trying to park the bus. They have all 11 men behind the ball on that free kick. Actually, nine men on the 18 line. The only one off was Mabi Abid.
Spencer Nattons that he stopped that with his foot. Got a weird kick. Nonetheless, makes the save. Well done. Step there from Drew List, senior. He's been hurt. Great run here. As it goes out of bounds, it'll be a Calvert Hall throw with 2 minutes to play. And we'll have 2 substitutions, one of which is for the Hall. Not sure who it is, as the sun is setting here on Paul Angelo Russo Stadium.
Looks like Bandel, yep.
Returning to the number 17, Kyle Bandel. And now in goal, number 0, Mike Murphy. He replaces Spencer Knapp.
A little scrappy play from the goalie Kyle Edwards there, but he did what he had to do to get that ball out, including using his feet.
Offsides there. Waiting for the referee to see that.
Oh.
Recognizes it, and it's
just 1:30 left in this game, and I think Calvert Hall is pretty comfortable now.
I don't know why Guidi is so anxious to take this kick. Just kind of want to let time run out here as List plays Brandt in the middle of the field. Great touch there. This goes to Bryce Bailey on the wing, and he get a ball in. Turns his body, a perfect cross just over the head of, I believe that to be Owen Carroll.
Owen Carroll, yep.
One of the tallest guys on the team, if not the tallest. Bandel has one.
Just 40 seconds left in the game. Spalding making a last hitch attempt.
Great head there from Guidi. I want to see Calvert Hall play to the whistle here. 30 seconds remain. That was a beautiful ball from Bryce Bailey and just over the outstretched head of Owen Carroll.
Just a little.
They put Calvert Hall's 3rd goal into the back of the net.
Even though the ball was a little bit too high, if he had it any lower, I think the goalie would have stopped it. So nothing you can really do about that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good game for Calvert Hall as they come out victorious 2-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final score this afternoon is Calvert Hall 2, Spalding 0. The Calvert Hall Cardinals thank you for your attendance at this afternoon's game and all season long. As you leave the stadium this afternoon, please check around your area to make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Once again, thank you for your support of Calvert Hall Athletics. And please, drive home safely.
Sean Barwick had the first goal early in the first half, and then Ben Bender added to that tally with his free kick goal off the assist of Trey Stallings.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely think the Hall played from whistle to whistle. I do think that in the second half they kind of got a little bit away from what they did in the first half really well. But nonetheless, I think Calvert Hall played a good 80 minutes. I mean, what would you say there?
Definitely, a win is a win, and they did a good job of keeping Spalding out of the box for most of the game. Spalding definitely started to gain more attempts closer to the end, but Calvert Hall held on with that key save on the penalty.
Yeah.
Really kept Spalding out.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a momentum changer. Could have been a changer for Spalding. Could have been a momentum keeper for the Hall, and Spencer Nattens chose correctly there. Bottom left, just like I called it. His bottom left, and made the crucial save. Could have put Spalding, could have put them 2-1 with just under 15 minutes to go. Would have been a totally different 14 minutes, I think. A couple chippy fouls there at the end from the Hall. Didn't think that they needed a couple of those. But nonetheless, guys wanted to play hard, coming in, getting some minutes. I think a wire-to-wire victory, and guys that really don't see time all that often saw some time today in crucial minutes, too. It wasn't like it was garbage time. 2-0. Can't call that garbage time at any game, in any sport. And I think Calvert Hall did well. Again, whistle to whistle. I think Coach Zinkan's got to be pleased as they head into the game at Blakefield on Wednesday, and then obviously as they host John Carroll this Friday evening. I think Calvert Hall's got to go 3-0 this week so that they can get not only to 8-4, but maybe 10-4 overall, be 8-4 in the MIAA. That puts them in a really nice position as they head into the meat of October and the MIAA season.
Yeah, as you said, the depth wasn't in for garbage time. It was 2-0. Most coaches, they don't trust their second and third strings when it's 2-0 and 10 minutes left, because especially in the game of soccer, things can change just like that, real quick.
Like I said, I don't think starters are solidified just yet in Calvert Hall soccer this season. I mean, we've seen guys start, whether it be to injury, whether it be to effort, it doesn't matter. I think Coach Zinkan's just looking for his best 11 guys to play the best 80 minutes. And if that means substituting somebody every 2 minutes like we saw in the hot heat game on Friday or today, as he used a number of guys. I mean, I think 20 guys had to play today, and I think it was absolutely a wire-to-wire victory. I think we have behind the Calvert Hall alum, Zach Urbanski. He played, obviously, defense last year, and would love to know his take on the game. I'll have to speak to him after the game. But, I think Calvert Hall's in good shape as they play the MIAA season. I think they are finding themselves, and I think they're looking to play their brand of soccer. What do you think?
All right, well, we're pretty much done here. Thanks for tuning into the game. I'm Brady Organt, and alongside me...
We will catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.